Hey y'all, it's Friday morning. I'm going to go over and sit with Marge today. I'm using my little tripod. I'm not using a microphone because I've got it in the van. So for me to remember to bring something in and out is almost impossible. But anyway, what I'm going to talk about today, we've covered before, or at least we've partially covered it. Somebody who was watching my video, an old one on mental illness, admonished me for taking drugs, medication for my depression. He said, you need to stop taking that poison, man-made medicine and smoke pot. Now, that's not verbatim, of course, but I've got my little Australian earrings in. I love them. And so anyway, this is kind of in response to him. And if you guys don't want to listen to this, don't watch. I don't blame you. It's kind of geared toward people who think that way. Now, first of all, there are a couple of kinds of depression. One of them is situational. Situational depression is when we lose a loved one. And Carol, that includes our sweet, sweet pets. We are depressed. We're heartbroken. But eventually, time passes and life goes on. We still miss them horribly, but life goes on. Now, when you have chronic depression, when you have bipolar, which I do, and if you're schizophrenic. Now, it may be that pot would be helpful. Schizophrenia, I don't think so. I don't think so. That is a very, very horrible disease to have. My niece has that. She prefers to self-medicate with methamphetamines, heroin, crack, and pot. So she's a mess, and she always has been. And bless her heart, nobody has been able to help her because she really doesn't want to be helped. She loves that feeling after she's taken her drugs for a while. When she gets off, when pretty much anybody gets off their drugs, especially quickly, you experience euphoria. I mean, really, grandiose ideas. You think you can do anything. Really, you can't. Because after 2 to 3 weeks, you crash and you crash hard. Now, I experienced this myself in 2000. I really did not, even though I'd been taking drugs for my depression, bipolar, whatever, for years, I really didn't get it. And I used to tell my psychiatrist, I have no reason to be depressed. I have a wonderful husband that should be cloned for other women. I have a brand new, newly built, beautiful home in a wonderful cul-de-sac with 5 awesome neighbors. And I had Sam. My sweet baby boy was 4 or 5 years old. So I had no reason to be depressed, and I just didn't get it. And I was going through one of those phases where your medication kind of stops working as well. And they were trying me on something different, Wellbutrin. I had horrible nightmares. I tried to beat my husband in my sleep. I screamed in my sleep. I had horrible nightmares. So at that point, I decided, I'm done. I'm not taking these drugs anymore. So then I got into a horrible suicidal phase in my life. And if it had not been for my wonderful, wonderful husband, I wouldn't have made it. You get to the point where even your children are not enough reason to live for. Now, one of the ladies, it was in one of my videos recent, who said that because of her lack of money and her situation, after her alimony ran out, she was going to commit suicide. Now, do not do that to your child. You can get help. You can get help, but you have to want to. So I say that to you, sweetie, and I say it coming from first-hand knowledge. Now, I finally, and let me say, I had one of my very best friends. She did not understand depression either. She came to my house. She pulled up a chair next to my bed and said, "Get over it. Get up, take a shower, and we're going to go shopping." I told the bitch to get out and not come back. Now, that was not the true me talking to her, you guys. That was the severely depressed Debra Joy. But she didn't understand. Now, years later, she called me crying. She was in a terrible, dark depression. She and her husband were splitting up. He had been cheating on her, which he always did, but she kept staying. Anyway, she finally got what it feels like to feel that way. And I felt really bad for her. I would never wish that on anybody. So anyway, I've read some stuff on, I've researched pot a lot for my pain and for other reasons. There are wonderful stories of how it helps people, especially children. But here's the thing, and I used to, when I was very active in church, I had people tell me, if you were closer to God, if your walk with God was strong enough, you would not need these drugs. It's easy to say this stuff, you guys, if you've never experienced it. It's like trying to tell a woman what childbirth feels like. For me, it was like being torn up by a machete, okay? That was just my experience. 8-pound, 7-ounce kid, it hurts. So anyway, you can't tell anybody. You can tell them, but they don't know. So my response to this gentleman was, okay, when I'm getting off of these horrible man-made drugs that are bad for me, when I'm getting off of those, when I'm weaning myself off of those drugs, are you going to take care of me? Are you going to take care of me? Are you going to take care of Hazel? Because she comes with me. We're a package. Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to see me through that horrible, horrible, suicidal time that I would go through when I got off of my drugs? I call it medication, really. I've tried to go without before, you guys, with terrible, terrible results. Not just for me, but with everyone around me that cared about me. So, if you want to contact me, you want to take me into your home, you want to let me detox from these horrible chemicals, and then aid me with smoking, eating pot, I would chance it. I would chance it if I had someone to look after me and Hazel. Now, my guess is you don't want to take that on. I wouldn't want to take it on. It's horrible. You could talk to my ex-husband and he could tell you what it's like to have the person you love most in the world call you a bastard. Oh, I'm sorry. Bryn, I'm sorry, sweetie. If you're watching, I'm sorry. But I called him horrible names, and I would look at him like he was, or I was, evil. He got online He talked with people in support groups online. He did everything he could. He stuck by me until I finally would allow him to take me back. And my psychiatrist called me. Debra, please come back. Please come back. You know from before, there's a period that you have to go through. If Wellbuterin's not working for you, there are many more things we can try. Between the two of them, they saved my life. Saved my life. That was the last time I ever pulled a stunt like that. Nobody really wants to commit suicide. They may want to, but before they get to that desperation point, they don't want to commit suicide, you guys. They don't want to do that to the people that they love, because I guarantee you, those loved ones are going to blame themselves. Why didn't I see the signs? Why couldn't I help them? Why didn't I know they were feeling this way? You guys, when somebody starts feeling suicidal, they can put up a pretty good front. They can hide it until they get past that point, and then they can't hide it. By then, it's usually too late. You've got your plan formulated. You know exactly what you're going to do. My plan was to close the garage, take a bunch of sleeping pills, and run the car so the carbon monoxide would kill me. Did I want my wonderful husband to find me like that? No. Did I want my child to find me like that? No. But I was at the point that I did not care anymore. I couldn't care. So, sir, I hope you never experience any of these mental illnesses, but until you do, get off your high horse. Stop judging people. Stop thinking that you know what is best for people that have a problem that you have never experienced. Okay? But let me know if you want me and Hazel to move in with you. Okay? Because we'll be right there. I'm sorry, you guys. I couldn't resist doing this. A lot of you know what it's like. And again, lady, I'm sorry, I cannot remember your name. I am praying for you. God knows who you are. Please, before you get worse, get some help. You can feel better. Terry feels better. He's a changed person. No more yelling, no more anger, no more frustration, except for the normal, everyday stuff that we all feel in our lives. But not that crazy, yelling person that he was at first. Please, please get help before it's too late for your loved ones, not for you. If you check out, hey, you check out. But your loved ones are going to have to stay, and they're going to have to suffer. And they're going to blame themselves. Now, sorry about this, you guys. I felt like it was an issue that I wanted to address once again. So you guys know what to do. Do something fun today. I'm going to go stay with Marge, and usually we have some moments where we're cracking up. Now, her disease is progressing. She's starting to get belligerent and frustrated. Now, she doesn't get that way with me, but she does with Mary Jo. And I don't know if that's typical. We usually take things out on the people we're closest to, the ones we love. So I'm sure that's probably true in the case of Alzheimer's. But I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm going to be really busy. Terry's got a bunch of doctor's appointments. I've got a few, chiropractor, x-rays, what else? Physical therapy. And I will pursue these things because I do want to feel better. If they don't help me, pot is my next choice. And it is my choice. But I'll try anything, you guys. Well, not heroin and crack cocaine. No. But I will explore every avenue so that I can be running around like a crazy person like I've always done my whole life. So thanks for watching. I may not get to comments as much. I always try to answer all of them, even if it's with a little heart acknowledging. But I don't know over the next few days what's going to happen. But again, I love you. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.